Okay, well, what do you reckon, fellas? What do you reckon? Could this possibly be a Masonic controlled opposition operation? I don't know. What do you think? Let's throw caution to the wind. Let's think outside the box. All those cliches. I'm going to say yes, very much so. I'm going to nail my colours to the mast on this one. I think this is the most obvious Masonic controlled opposition operation. I mean, I'm struggling to think of a more obvious one, in all honesty. I mean, it's just all there for you, and I mean, that's what I'll get into in this video here. I mean, we'll just look at this image. I mean, this is Carl with a couple of pals. I don't know who the guy on the right is, and the guy on the left is a deeply tedious, very suspicious character. He's just another one in this nexus of information laundering. I don't know. This is just more controlled opposition. It's just create these influencers. They're all to some degree like webbed in. That's how you control narratives. It's pretty simple. It's like Delingpole and all that kind of scene. Well, he's kind of attached to that. It's just all Daily Mirror level kind of conspiratards. I don't know. Is it Daily Mail? Probably that guy. I don't know. Well, whatever. There Carl is, grinning with some pals. I don't know who the guy on the right is. I mean, perhaps he's one of Carl's extended family. I don't know. Carl's talked at length, quite disturbingly at length, about his African ancestry. Which is fair enough, mate. Part African. Fine. No disrespect. It's just a bit weird how you keep talking about how, that branch of your family was formed in specific detail, the act upon which formed it. See, my father comes from like the eastern side of Britain. My mother comes from the western side of Britain. But like, I don't sit here and say like, fuck you, county in West England. My ancestors on my father's side came from, county in the east of England and ploughed my I mean, this is just weird. I wouldn't speak about my grandmother like that, you know what I mean? My grandmother, my mother, whatever, you know what I'm getting at. It's just weird. Like, why are you doing this, Carl? Just very odd behaviour. I mean, it's odd then, so you got the roll off, and now you're the base ethno-nationalist who no one is to the right of, or all these things. It's just controlled opposition. I've talked about it before. I've talked about it in that video on Carl. Nitdo, that one. It was pretty succinct, really. I mean, there wasn't really much sort of supposition to that, but it was just what he is, which is playing for the home team. And well, I just think it's all over his work, and we're just going to look at the imagery around it, because as I say, that the defence will be made against this. It's tinfoil, conspiratard. Not really, mate. It's like, if you are going to analyse how certain organisations operate, you do have to do this, because this is how they quote unquote communicate. This is their credo. I don't really fully understand why, but they feel the need to, reveal the method. Some people will say this is about, taking people's intention. I don't know, whatever it is, you have to at least you have to encode your intention. Intention's a big deal for them. It's like Crowley and all this weird shit, like do what thou wilt, so your will and all this, express your will, even in a sort of encoded manner. Well, whatever. This is what they do. And as I say, with Carl in his little outfit, I think this is as clear as I can think of any others, really. I mean, this is just one image, right? I think there's method in this image. I think he's revealing the method in the image. Whatever. It doesn't matter, but this is just one. Because if you just find one, it's kind of like, well, everyone's probably got a photo on holiday of them, like, I don't know, with one eye shut or something. This doesn't mean, oh my God, it's one-eyed symbolism. You have to find a correlation. You have to find, a pattern. And in Carl's work and in that whole outfit, it's just there for you. It's just itself. Well, we'll look at the name, right? Lotus Eaters. Why have you called your channel Lotus Eaters? This is very strange, because if you're familiar with the Odyssey, the Lotus Eaters are people who have washed up on an island and start consuming lotus fruit, and this makes them placid and inactive and sedated. So it's like, by consuming this lotus, they've lost the wish to return home. They've kind of lost their bearings, and they're kind of in a stupor. It's not a good thing in any context whatsoever. So what is the relevance in this? This is like telling you that this is the dissident right. Ultimately, this is my view, and I put it in that recent video. I've said it multiple times. Years, like, if they didn't exist, Tavistock would create them. Well, I think with the likes of Carl, Carl the Wrecking Ball, like, he gets in, and this is what you do. You control the various figures, long leash, license to grift kind of stuff. It's not like he's meetings in lay-bys and, here are your orders for the week, Agent Benjamin. It doesn't need to be like that. It's just a nexus, and every now and then they get, like, steered one way and steered the other. But, part of the gig is revealing all this stuff. And I mean, as I say, it's just there for you, like Lotus Eaters. So this is the basic premise, I believe, that they set up the controlled opposition for. It's the same with punk rock. It's the same with the hippie movement. I mean, if you look at the LSD and all the rest of it, this is Lotus Eaters. They are consuming this, toxin, which leads them to a state of stasis, and singing songs about pixies and putting flowers in their hair and all the rest of it. Obviously John Lennon, stay in bed for peace, in action for peace. I mean, it's the same thing. This is the agents of the wider operation are offering the audience metaphorical lotus fruit. In this instance, when that is needed, that's what's applied. And really, that's what this kind of constant analysis and constant stupor and cozy narratives and all the rest of it, and cozy streams, that's what it all leads to. Which is why even the figures who might not initially have been part of some wider operation, they kind of get green lit, because that's what they help facilitate. Well, Carl here, I think this is the nature of this particular operation. Now, I can't speculate on when, how that began, and is he from a Freemasonic family? I have no idea. I'm not really that interested. But in the symbology, they will reveal themselves. Okay, so just getting to the image at hand here, I want to keep this as brief as possible, because you can really get into the weeds of this. And there's no smoking guns here, there's just supposition. And all I'm doing is showing, hopefully at least, showing you what I see in this image. And I see 24 pyramids, and I also see a 12-pointed star. Now, I've got the Lotus Eaters. I've already explained why that, I believe, this is the Lotus Eaters name is more clear to me than this stuff. This is the sort of esoterica, this is the sort of weird numerology. Firstly, you got the 12-pointed star. Let's try and keep this brief. 12-pointed star. Why is 12 relevant? Well, 12 is very relevant in all this stuff, isn't it? It's a spiritual number. The 1 and the 2 together form the 3. And you got the 12 tribes of Israel, haven't you? You've got the 12 gods on Olympus. You've got, I don't know, the 12 disciples of Jesus. It comes up over and over and over again, the 12. Was there 12 Knights of the Round Table? I think there might have been. I'm straying there, but I'm pretty sure there was. It is a quote-unquote spiritual number. I mean, what was his name? Donovan. He talks about the 12 sailors that set sail from Atlantis in the song, funnily enough, called Atlantis. A good song, that. Donovan himself, I mean, I've done videos on him in the past. I can see if I can dig them out if they're still existing, because they're quite good. Donovan's very suspicious. He's from the same root, I believe. Well, anyway, he talked about that. And here it is, again, represented here. Now, it's not just represented in the 12-pointed star. It's represented in the letter L, which is the 12th letter of the alphabet. Now, the outfit is called the Lotus Eaters. It's not called the Lotus, is it? So it strikes me as slightly weird. You've put an L there, because I mean, if you're going on the basis that this is what we're called, so I'm just putting the letter that forms. Well, it's not, is it? It's an L and an E. Where's the E? Because your outfit is not called Lotus. It's called Lotus Eaters. And these are two words. So on this basis, you would need two letters to define that, if that's what you want it to do. But you've only got the L there, which again, is an encoded 12 from this perspective. So again, this is all, you know, all we can do is speculate on motives to this, but this is all, it just seems, it's quacking like a duck as far as I'm concerned. Again, get in the comments, you can tell me what you see. The other point that's relevant is what colours did they go for? They went for purple, didn't they? Well, what is purple? It's a combination of red and blue. What is a combination? And the red and the blue, this is the two different types of Freemasonry. Was it York and Scottish? Something like that. You've got the red and the blue. Well, put them together, you've got purple, and that's what Sargon went for in his logo. Now again, this is, I actually kind of think the image analysis is probably the kind of weaker angle to go at here, because I think really the most pertinent thing is actually just the modus operandi and the name Lotus Eaters itself. And I mean, this is just like, if you set up this operation and it was called the Lotus Eaters and it had that logo and all they did is talk about, I don't know, pottery or something, and it was a pottery channel, or it was a channel for people with allotments or something, then you say, well, okay, this is probably all just, you know, weird coincidences or something. But when you put it together, I mean, this is just daft, isn't it? Because put all the other sort of characters that he sort of webbed in around. It is what it is, you know. He's having conversations with raw egg nationalists. Again, he's one that he uses a lot of Masonic symbolism in his work, you know. I think he's probably from a certain group. The other side of his family is, you know, is top drawer military family. His grandfather was a sort of I always get this problem. I keep meaning to say chef de party. Don't know why. Flashbacks. He's not a chef de party. He is a private secretary with a weirdly French name of the former Air Marshal of Europe. So when you put these together, I think that might be a Masonic family as well, quite possibly. So is this relevant? I don't know. But what I'm trying to get at here is you look at the figures he's around, you look at the scene that he's central in, arguably handling, you know, steering one way, steering the other. As I say, is it that malign? No, not really. I don't think so. There's nothing in the content. I mean, I could never listen to any of it. I've never listened to an entire stream of Sargon. I just couldn't do it. I just find him deeply, deeply dull. I don't find there's no value in it for me. It's not a great pop. I have no great axe to grind with Sargon. Not really. I mean, he's not pro-Ukraine. He's kind of anti-Ukraine, it seems to me, and that's just my kind of, you know, that is my obsession. People go, you're obsessed. Yeah, fair enough. Don't really care. It is what it is. If he was pro-Ukraine, he wouldn't have this video. That's how it is. But I don't hide this. I don't pretend, hey guys, and then sort of encode it and then deliver it. You know where you fucking stand. If you don't like that, don't listen. It's quite simple, isn't it, really? I just fucking hate all this side talking. I don't like all this shit. I don't like all this encoding, this it just reeks of, aside from all the weird kind of occult-y kind of things going on there and the secret society, all that weird stuff. Aside from all that, I just think, be direct, be a fucking straight talker. Don't be a side talker. It's just so snide to me. Well, whatever. I think I've really got to the end of this one, and I'll just invite comment. Tell me what you think. Is watching Sargon, it's going to make you a bit more dull. It's going to make you a bit more low energy. It might deprive you of some funds, possibly. You might find yourself attending a Sargon conference. But I mean, you know, you'll be at the cutting edge. I mean, there was a photo. I'm not going to put a photo. It's just like people. It's quite a funny photo. There's a photo of the audience from that. I'm not going to put it on the screen because it is just people. Whatever. Something to do. Why not? But they're not young. They're kind of like middle-aged. It's just, I don't know. It's just a demographic, and this is what, if we're looking at sort of Masonic outfits, do. They target certain demographics. They've divvied it up. This is why you got Yerbury. I mean, he probably deserves a video in himself, so I'll hold my fire on that. But it seems like the same thing to me. Yerbury's for a different demographic. He's for the edgy bros. Well, whatever. I don't know. I just think if people get caught up with that sort of stuff, they're just reckless. Sargon, he's not. I don't think he's going to ruin your life by getting involved with Sargon. Maybe not even with Yerbury, but I'd just steer clear of it. Steer clear of all this fucking weird shit. It's just a demographic which, like all the other demographics these days, especially if you're talking about sort of politics on the right, I suppose, in Britain, since the Conservative Party imploded. I mean, going beyond that, way back really, but this is what they do, that they send in figures. They don't even send them in, they probably just get around them. I mean, handle them even. Who knows? But I think with this, I think this is an operation. I think Sargon is aware of it. When that happened, who knows? I'm not that interested. So that's my thoughts on it. Again, this is all speculation. This is all supposition. Feel free to discount it. Feel free to say, no, Sargon is the man. He crashed UKIP into the side of the mountain. And he looks to be doing the same to Restore. I don't even know what he's doing with Restore. I just don't follow it, really. I don't know. I don't know what there's just a lot of dodgy figures all around that whole scene. And if it were me, I would just swerve the whole fucking lot of them and just get on with my life, really. Because it's just like, I think like if you've got a serious party that might do something and you want to get around it, in a weird way, it is something to get your teeth into, which people probably need. So there's nothing wrong inherently with getting involved in a political party if that's what you want to do. But when the claims that are being made, you just have to go into this with a degree of kind of pragmatism, really, and a degree of skepticism. And I'd just be very skeptical about a lot of these groups. And certainly about a lot of the people, involved at the top. I just think all this stuff, this is what the Crown does. It's very, very good at this shit. It did it with the counterculture. This is what we'll keep coming back to. It's all the counterculture stuff. Look at it this way. If they put that energy into, the 1960s and to punk rock and to, all the other little youth cults and movements, which they did, which is not to say every single, it was all completely stage handled. No, it's just that you put a few people in, dot around, they kind of handle the scene, they kind of move it one way, and then they get greenlit, so they get pushed one. And this is kind of how it works. And this is what they do. This is social engineering. The British state is very, very good at it. As I said, it dates, it's really from the Fabians as I see it. Having gone through that whole countercultural cycle, that's what it appears to be. It's a combination of the Fabians, a certain group. It's just this crossover, really. I mean, the dissident right just want to play the one weird trick thing and apply that to the entire world. Well, if you're talking about British social engineering, it's the Fabians and the Freemasons. Again, there's crossover. You have Quakers, you have a certain group, you have other people as well. Jesuits, no doubt, as well. But it all kind of correlates, and it's just social engineering. Demographic farming and moving things one way and one way the other. So there you go. I won't ramble on any further. Let me know what you think in the comments. Nah, man, it's about that time now, innit, though? We got to talk about Sargon, yeah? Got real talk, man, about Sargon of Akkad. Because Sargon of Akkad, man, let me tell you now, he ain't like all them others in the dissident right, man, running their called grift game. Like Millennial Wars, a boaty man. I'm like, oh, I feel awful tired, I feel glum, can I have some money please? That fucking Sargon, man, nah, he ain't built up for that, man, he ain't bred for that, man. Sargon's doing it right, man, he's doing it correct. And that's why when you see Sargon, he don't go too far this way, he don't go too far that way. And again, the boaty man like Millennial was, oh God, it's so frustrating with Sargon. I mean, God, 1 minute you think, finally he's getting it, he's waking up to the dissident right worldview. And the next thing you know, it's just like one step forward, two steps back. So frustrating. Nah, but Sargon, man, nah, he ain't like all that though, innit? He's seen it for what it is, man. And if he ain't seen it for what it is, then pure facts, man. He's got people in his ear and they're like, nah, man, this ain't for you. You got to hold the centre ground, man. Because Sargon, he's playing for the home team. That's what you need to understand, man. That's what I'm telling to you. He's playing for the home team. He's not playing for the pure gangster man in the East, like, you know. Nah, man. Sargon's in the home dressing room, man. He's got the hot water. He's got everything, man. He's got the shampoo. He's got, you know, the nice thing in there. He's got a nice warm seat, you know. He's not in the whole. He's not in the away end. Cause see them in the away end? Nah, man. They're gonna earn money, man. That ain't for question, like, yeah. But it's a risky thing, man. Sargon ain't interested in them risky things. So he's playing for the home team. This is a control opposition thing. That's what you need to understand. So when Millennial Wars, the Boati man, he's like, oh God, he's just, oh God, he's drifting back. I can't believe it. Nah, it's because the home team has got to play in the centre ground, man. You don't go too far for the periphery. The periphery, that's for the bare gangster man in the East, man. He's interested in the periphery, the extreme left, the extreme right, man. Sargon, nah, man, this is a control opposition thing. He ain't interested in that. Sargon, he's different, man. He's not like Millennial Wars. He's got like brethren, man. He's got to pay fucking money, man. He's got the peeps. He's got the fam. He's got children, man. What's Millennial Wars got? Bills for fucking pizza? Nah, man. Pure waste men in the dissident right. Sargon understands.